Botswana! Gosh! Oh, Papagena! Potenti na poka!
This is the cinemas! Have some respect!
Ma che ne vuole Mupi? Sei stata! Hush! Tomato! Look at you!
You again!
No! Milano, Papadan, okay. Wow! Meow! Shish! Pure bacca la macchina!
That's it, buddy! You're out of here!
No! Oh, le Moopies! Papi! Stopa! Macarena, shush!
That's enough, fella! Move that ticket!
Les Moopies! Bello, backflash! Po,
Oh, well, if it isn't Mr. Peanut again. Out you go! They do not pay me enough to deal with this baloney. Get up! Get out!
Oh, c'est les pouillards! Bayou pudding! Oh, shh! Shush! Shusha! Snipa, les potes! Snip, les Stopa, la Macarena! Bow! Okay.
Well, if it isn't Mr. Talks Too Much.
Oh, la potaine.
Hello!
C'est les slippers! Ah non, Tunkatsu!
Time to go, Gabby Goose.
Right there! Everyone in the city gets a shot at being shot right on my stage! No!
Don't you look so worried, face? I've got one for you.
Time to put your walking boots on.
Okay. Wow! Meow! Shish!
Well, good evening, everyone. As you can see, I have a very special guest again tonight. The one and only Mr. Colin at Festa 67 Workshop. The one and only that actually put me into this bloody mess of doing YouTube and all that lot.
Yeah, all my fault.
Makes a change. It's normally James's, but we've let you off. It's yours tonight.
Yeah, it's all my fault, mate. I accept full responsibility, mate.
But yeah, so how are you this evening, Mr. Colin?
I'm fine and dandy, mate. You know me, mate. Just chillaxed at the bench, doing my thing, mate, in my own imitable way. Yeah, I'm fine, mate. How's your good self?
Plodding along, mate. It's one of those things where you deal with stuff and crack on through it, basically.
Real life, mate. Real life. And hello, everyone in chat. Hope you're all well and safe and doing your thing.
All right. So, as you know, tonight on Tuesdays, it's basically just doing Warhammer stuff. Yeah. And as I hadn't had Mr. Colin on for quite some time, I thought, well, it'd be nice to invite him along. And he
didn't invite me. He didn't invite me. It's come on. You're coming on. You're coming on yet, dude? You're coming on.
No, would I be like that at all? Come on.
Yeah, he would.
I don't do things like
Ellen
that.
If you don't come on, that's grass you up to H. It's like, oh, really? Like that, is it?
Yeah, dear. But yeah, it's well, I think well, I've had my own little demons to deal with lately, and I've not exactly been over the top. And we all have them.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I've just sort of like been a bit of a sulky old bugger. Yeah. So I thought, well, I haven't done one with Colin for a while, and he's like, I normally has a good laugh and cheer me up a bit.
Yeah. Why not? I wondered why it was getting hot in here. It's because I haven't turned my fans on. I'm sitting here cooking. I'm like, I've got the window open, but why am I so hot? And it's like, yeah, you've got the fans on. I don't know.
You forgot to put your fan on.
I had one job, Ross. Yeah.
Aye.
I had one simple job, mate.
Yep. Well, I suppose I better get the admin part done, hadn't I, really?
Yeah, get it all done. Come on.
Oh, God. Here we go. Well.
Pimpage.
If you wish to support me and this channel, you may do so in 3 different ways. The first way is through my Patreon, and that is ScaleModelNinja at patreon.com. I think that's how you do it, isn't it? Something on those lines.
Patreon.com/ScaleModelNinja.
There we go. I got it the other way around. Yeah, I didn't mind. I did it the Australian version.
Absolutely.
Or you can do it through Buy Me a Coffee, which you'll see the link in the top right-hand side, or the left-hand side of the screen, sorry. And that will go straight to my youngest, well, the eldest one here. She does his Lego, because anything that comes through that link gets paid to him. And the same as my PayPal. Now, that'll all go to Raw as well, because that helps buy his Lego. I purely just take what I get from my Patreon. So anybody wishes to do that, please feel free to. Now, also, if you could also support Mr. Festo himself, you can do that through patreon.com//Festa67 Workshop. So, and he has a number of bonus links on connected to his account where you can actually get discounts for going with different things like that. So yeah,
Hobby Workshop.
There we go.
There's a link for Hobby Workshop where you can save 25% off RRP. You can become a channel member by clicking the join button. That will give you access to the Zoom 24/7 off-air hangout, where you can come and spend your evening with folks like Ross, myself, loads of people.
Yep.
So yeah, loads of different perks. So give it a bit of thought, folks.
Yeah. Well, if I've got to do admin, I'll let him do something all. So throw him under the bus as well.
Yeah. I noticed that you gave the momentary pause so that I had to do pimpage, but thanks for letting me do pimpage.
Yeah.
It's your stream at the end of the day.
Don't matter. It's you're on it, so therefore you can pimp it.
Yeah. So yeah, Hobby Workshop. Yeah, they do Warhammer, anything tabletop, tools, paints, all of that lot, and you could save yourself 25% off the RRP by clicking the affiliate.
So then, what have you actually been building this week, then, Mr. Colin?
Building? I've not actually glued anything together. I'm brush painting all me dudes. I was tonight going to be filming the motorbike for Wendy, but someone was,
Pestering.
oh, you're not doing the prime time stream tonight. Oh, come on, mine. So it's like, so I'm doing all my dudes that I primered about 4 months ago. So I'm just putting on different dry brushed coats.
Layers, yeah.
Some have got more than others, and then there's going to be a bit of white highlighting ready for doing the contrast painting. So that's what I'm up to, folks. Because I've got shed loads of dudes and that to do. I've got about 200 dudes. So.
No, you got a few now, haven't you? And you have got some scenery pieces to do as well, haven't you?
Exactly, but I'm not down the hole.
Yeah, I said that when I sort of like started collecting the what you call it, thingamajiggies, part works.
Yeah.
I now sort of have over 2,000 figures to paint.
Yeah, and it's like,
yeah.
every time I get this tub out, sorry, go on.
That's right, Karen.
Every time I've been getting this tub out and moving the dudes out of the way, I'm like, I really need to paint them. So, yeah, that's what I'm up to. Getting them all ready so I can film a lot of them.
So then, and what's everybody out there been building, may I ask? So, anything decent on your benches?
Yeah,
I mean,
what's in your belly?
Yep.
What's on your bench? What is your beverage of choice?
There you go. He said it.
You can have
me.
That. You've got to do belly and bench.
Well, yeah, it'd be rude not to with you being on here. And now, me on the other hand, I've been playing with bits of plastic again. Bits of Lego plastic.
Bung yourself full screen then so that folks can see what you're doing.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm doing a fox here and I'm taking over.
There you go. Are you happy now?
Yeah,
I have been doing this thing. And this is part of the Babylon 5 station. And this is actually the living quarters section of it. Now,
fair old bit of Lego.
Yeah, there's a fair bit there. I mean, like with James, because he's doing the same one. He's actually finished his one as far as I know now. And he's ordered the ring pieces here. They were originally black. Yes, and Colin's Dirty Minders just walked into that one.
Oh, yeah. Look at the post-it.
Yep, he likes to play with his ring piece.
I am 5. Did warn you.
So I've just basically primered it and then gloss coated it and thought, well, to be honest with you, it looks the same sort of grey colour as the main sort of like struts there. I'm leaving it at that. Because I weren't going to be sort of like bothered to pay another X amount of money just to replace the ring. So I thought, okay, fair enough. And then there's also a disc that goes around about here somewhere.
Yeah.
Now it's the same colour as this brown. And again, it was in black again. So I've literally found a Citadel paint colour that's near enough matches it, which was Mornfang brown. And after I'd gloss coated it, it comes up near enough the same colour. So
nice.
It's so yeah, it's there. So it's gone from being the black colour to brown. So it's just, it does the job. And I mean, I'm not overly fussed that it's not going to be completely a perfect match. It's going to be only me looking at it. So anyone's really going to notice it.
To the untrained eye, it's not going to matter.
No. So yeah, that's me on what I've been up to. I've not really been building much else other than I did do the USS Voyager. That's been completed. So yeah, I think that's about it really. That's what I've been up to. So I suppose we ought to go into chat and see who's about before they sort of bugger off thinking that we're ignoring them.
Yeah, that's normally what I do, mate.
So first of all, we've got Mr. Marcus Brunning saying, good evening, Ross, and all in chat. Good evening, Marcus, and welcome to the stream. And then we've got his older brother in saying, Daniel, i.e. Mr. Blobby.
Hello, Daniel. How you doing, my friend?
And he's in saying hi to everybody. So good evening, Daniel, and welcome to the stream. And then there's just me saying good evening, everyone. And then there's me saying hi to Mr. Care Bear. And I think we all know who that is.
Yeah, bless him.
Yeah, the poor
I now
bugger.
know the expression Marcus is doing. He's looking down,
Head shaking,
looking
handy
down his
hair.
nose, going, "Really?"
Why? Why? Oh, why?
Uttering naughty words. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially after, like, during last Saturday's stream where I actually changed his name. Yeah. Mr. Care Bear
Poor
Lovers
Marcus.
Association. So, yeah. And then you got Jeff Lighting saying, hi, Ross and Marcus. Yeah, well, Marcus is here, definitely. And good evening, Jeff, and welcome to the stream. And then Marcus has gone, Care Bear. So that, just so you can all know. There you go, look, he even says it there. I can bring his little notes up. So then he goes to hi to Jeff, and then he's also saying, hey, brother, to Daniel. And then you got Jeff saying hi to Daniel. And then we've got Marcus Brun saying, oh, hey, Colin. As if to shock.
Hello, Marcus. Yeah, I know. You
Then
know
you got-
me, Marcus, mate. I turn up for the opening of an envelope, mate. I only get invited once.
Then you got Jeff Light saying hi to Colin. And then we've got Panzer Puddy Tatting saying good evening all. So good evening, Panzer. Welcome to the stream.
Yeah, I
And
didn't
he's
think
saying-
North Korea had internet.
Well, yeah, I didn't think so either. So either that or they haven't caught him with taking it yet. And he's just saying hi to Ross. And then we've got Daniel saying, hey, hey. And then Panzer's going, hey, hi, Fester Hugs.
Hello,
And then we got-
Panzer. How you doing, mate?
Then we've got Marcus saying hey to Panzer. And you got Jeff saying hi to Panzer. And then Panzer saying hi to Marcus. And then he's also saying hi to Daniel and hi to Jeff. And then Marcus is going pimp, pimp, pimp.
Yeah, proper pimpularity you've done tonight, mate. I am so proud of you, mate.
I try to get it over and done with as quick as possible.
I had noticed.
And then we've got Jeff Light saying, we believe you, Colin. About your ring piece, but never mind.
Yeah, I think he was on about being down the Warhammer role, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got Daniel saying, I'm fiddling with my Forge Fiend, because Daniel's started down the Warhammer hole as well now.
Oh, is he? Forge World, mate. Get on there. You know you want to.
Yeah, well, somebody might have accidentally sent Marcus that link.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I dug out my squig off that I've got, the gargantuan squig off, because I'm going to start this
Ooh.
month doing all the resin prints, because I've designed my own howdah and things like that. So I'm going to start resin printing them and sculpting the tail. So look out for that, folks.
Then you got Marcus Run saying, good work, Ross. Great kit. Thank you. And Marcus is saying, to fiddle away, Daniel.
Oh,
Let's hope it's his Forge Fiend he's fiddling with.
yeah, exactly.
Then Jeff saying, knock down the Warhammer rabbit hole, Colin. I think you is.
That would be an ecumenical matter.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like with me, I the only reason why I started doing Warhammers when a friend of mine decided he was going to send me a couple of figures to practice my figure painting. And that was purely it. But then they're sort of like begin to multiply and breed. They have a bad habit of doing shit like that.
Someone got me down the figures holes by sending me loads. I wonder who that was.
Me? Did I?
Yeah,
I can't remember.
I've sent you this lot, and it's like, yeah. I know you like a challenge. Let's send the man with hands like a bunch of bananas a 20mm figure to paint.
Oh yeah, it's it was an interesting sort of situation. I thought, well, he needs to practice.
Come on,
He's an ickle dude.
really?
You like orcs and oryx, so I thought, well,
Oh, mate.
I don't need them. Then you got Panzer saying, Marcus, you will be disappointed to know that there are no Mr. Blobby Care Bears to be had. Yeah. Then Marcus is obviously laughing at that. And then he's also saying, blocked Forge World this month, new bathroom and shed. Shrinking my plastic funds at the moment.
We're doing a full-blown new man cave. This is the bloke who once said, yeah, I'm not going to have a big stash. I'm not going to get too far into it. Yeah, now got a stash to die for. A man cave been built.
Yeah,
well, work is done here, Ross, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, I mean, I've done pretty good actually, considering if you think about it. I'm quite happy.
Because he gets sent all the links to buy the stuff that we want to buy that we can't. So our stash has now become Marcus.
Yeah, and it's sort of like it's an extension, basically, in that way, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, Marcus, have you seen this? It's going really cheap. It's a bargain. Oh, I like that. Yeah, we've got him.
Yeah, it's like there might have accidentally been 3 Swedish aircraft in a set on the last auction.
Oh, how convenient.
Yeah, and then Marcus had noticed them ones, but then I sort of like politely informed him that there was actually another set of 3 Swedish different aircraft.
Yeah. What a coincidence, Ross. I mean, no way could you have planned that at all, mate.
No, it's like the week before that somebody had actually put a Swedish tank up into the auction. So I basically just sort of like informed, doing my polite thing of informing them and keeping him well informed. That's all I was doing.
I think that's very admirable of you there, Ross. That's what friends do.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, he actually won it.
Bless him.
Yeah, it's all fun and games, isn't it? I mean, I've got a new addition to my stash as well. Yeah. And that's one that I know that it's a kit that you actually like as well.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. So, you're going to show the viewers.
I'll try the can do. And that's this one here.
He's learning.
It's the DS9 station, but it's the fiber optic version. So yes, I was very, very chuffed to get a hold of that. Especially the fact that everything's all intact in it as well, which is fairly rare.
Happy days, mate.
So yeah, I was quite chuffed to get hold of that, and at a reasonably good price as well. So
good kit, mate.
I think I paid about
41 quid for it, mate.
It will do when it's all sorted. And now that I know, because of the one I had, which was the basic version, and it had a few bits missing from it in that lot. And
damage.
Well, I've actually sent it to Marcus to actually do some scratch building with.
So scratch building.
I've sort of challenged him to do a bit of a scratch build with it and see what he could come up with.
Good man.
Just sort of like to push him along a little bit and just build his repertoire a bit more. So I thought I'd just do it in a practical service.
There's no going back now, Marcus. You know this is how it starts.
Yeah. So yeah, that'll be my first ever kit that I'll ever do with lighting when I do that one. Because I've never actually done a lighting kit yet, and I have been meaning to. And at some point, I will get round to doing it. So I'm going to change over to Mr. Matty Cam so people can see what I'm actually doing, which usually helps.
Yeah, that would help, Ross.
Yeah, because I've been yakking a bit long enough now.
Nothing wrong with that, Fox.
And there we go. Oops, what's that? That's the react bit. So yeah, I'm actually still doing my scenery pieces, and I've just been detailing them up ready. So
yes,
they're all coming along nicely. I've managed to get the main grate sort of like weathered up and sort of rusted up and made it look a bit dirty.
Nice
one. Where I wanted it. Most of the pipe work and the reactor controller unit, that's now all finitoed and weathered in.
Yeah.
The reactor is all weathered in and
Oh, I
Makes it look
like
dirty
that.
and everything.
I like the steampunky skull gubbins going on.
Yeah,
mate.
it's
I
gone a
love
bit
that.
steampunkish with the colours that I've used, which I think's it's
Yeah, but it
inadvertently been done that
enhances
way.
it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's sort of like enhanced it, and it's like inadvertently it's happened. I never
Yeah.
expected it to, because I've used like between copper gold and the chrome red for the thing,
Yeah.
and then the same with the actual pipe work that I've been doing. So that's one section of
Yeah.
pipe work that I've finished.
Nice.
So-
Get hold of that.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean,
Do a bit of him.
hopefully I'm gonna build that in with a bit of a diorama with the little Cadron destroyer that I've got
Yeah.
going, and a couple of little Mechanicus dudes fighting a few
You're good, you
Necrons.
are. You're good.
So I'm gonna have some fun with that. I think I don't even know where me little Cadron destroyers vanished off to. It wouldn't surprise me if my oh, there he is. He's actually moved him over here now. My youngest one likes playing with it.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he likes the little look of the tanky dude. That one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Good, isn't they?
Yeah. So hopefully I'll probably sort of devise a way of putting that and these pipes and everything into a sort of like little diorama sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well, this is
hopefully-
it. I mean, where you display them as well, you could always have it as a nice bit of background terrain or something like that.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just gonna be. I mean, a lot of people have like said, like, well, why didn't you just sort of like sell it? And I'm like, well, to me, it's not really good enough to sell. It's just me having a bit of fun.
Yeah, you're like me. I don't sell me stuff. I've had a few
No.
inquiries about doing some stuff on the Facebook to sell, but
No, it's just not me.
these days, should I say.
That's one thing. It's just not me to sell stuff. I mean, if people were interested in
do.
something and they like it, make a donation to my charity group that I
Yeah.
put money towards, and I'll send it to you. I'm not fussed about that. So yeah,
I used to do commission work many, many moons ago. I mean, my last commission is the one I'm doing for James.
yeah,
And, yeah. But it's
I have done.
it's
a
one of
tot-
those, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I've done a grand total of one commission piece. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was a Titanic that I built.
Oh,
for
right. Yeah.
The mother-in-law's boyfriend.
Yeah.
And because he was interested in it and that lot, and he'd seen one that I'd actually built for the missus.
Yeah.
So he asked me if I'd do one for him, and I said, well, yeah. I mean,
Why not?
I just charged him for the price of the kit, and that were it. Didn't charge him any more. I just like something I enjoyed doing, and I had the fun of enjoying of doing it. So
That's the thing, isn't it? Half the time, that's what our reward is, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
fun that you're doing a build for someone. I like that reaction you get when it's handed over.
yeah,
Most enjoyable part of it, and the fact that you're not going to have to dust it.
that was one of the actual bonuses of it, I think, because it's I spent probably about 4 months building the damn thing, and I'd actually put all little tables inside it, and it was a 1/400 scale.
Yeah.
I'd actually scratch built all the little tables and little tablecloth type
Nice
things.
one.
So yeah, it took me a while to build it, and he was quite shocked when he sort of seen it, and with all the rigging and everything done on it.
Yeah.
I was sort of like sort of tempted to put light into it, but then I thought, well, actually, no, I've done enough.
Yeah, I used to light a lot of my builds up, but I stopped in the end because it was taking longer to do the lighting than it was the build. And again, if you light every kit, you're not getting the bonus of it then. So I now
No.
just choose one out of every genre that gets the detail up, that gets the lighting and all of that.
Yeah,
Makes
well, I
it-
will be doing one one of my major kits that will be lighted up, and that's the QM2.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's definitely worth doing because
Yeah, the size of the damn thing anyway, it's a 1/400 scale, and it's over a meter long. So it's definitely getting lit up.
I did a commission, and it was to me a 1/12 Blackbird motorcycle.
Ooh.
And I lit that up and put working indicators on it. It was like, yeah, I'm glad I'm only doing it once.
Yeah.
There was a few dynamic moments.
Well, I bet. Yeah, I mean, it's like with me. If I'll be sort of like ringing your phone off the hook by asking you how to freaking set things up on the lighting and that lot, because I ain't got a Scooby.
Nothing wrong with that, mate. Happily pass that on, mate. But, yeah, I've still got my Voyager to finish, and that's got the full Arduino in it with all the startup sequences and working nacelles. Because that was the thing with the Voyager at the beginning. The nacelles used to move, so I had to put motors in to do that.
Keep losing your mic a bit, actually, Fester.
Oh, are we?
It's
because I keep leaning forward, mate. My bad.
I'll just turn your gain up a little bit, see if that helps.
Let's have a looky-loo. Because I know it's on 100% because I checked my sound before we went live. But
yeah.
Because I don't normally use Restream, see. So
well, yeah, I mean, it's the only time I use it on a Saturday night.
Yeah, it dropped my microphone down to 27% for some reason. I'll have a look at the settings on Restream and see whether I can adjust it. Because it's trying to keep changing my audio.
Yeah. It's just that you kept fading out, and I thought, hang on a minute.
Right, let's do that. It's because I'm on a broadcast microphone, and it's basically thinking that a webcam, and it's trying to take all the settings over. Try that.
Yeah, that's sound a lot better now, actually. Yeah.
Talky. Yeah, that's the settings on Restream, mate. It was doing echo cancellation. I've got all of that built into this Yeti, so my bad, mate. It's the first time I've done Restream, so. But anyone out there that's got a Yeti that uses Restream or StreamYard, go into your audio settings on the application and disable all the toggles that let it control your microphone, because you've got a broadcast microphone that you've already set up. So
yeah.
Don't be like Fester. Don't forget to do
it. And it looks like we've got JC Bricks and Bills joining us, saying evening.
Hello,
Ross,
James.
Colin, and all in chat.
Hello, geese. How you diddling?
Yep. And then we've got Now that's a great kit with lights and all. Good catch. That's about the DS9 from Marcus, and he's going, yeah, that's going to be fun doing that. It will be indeed. And then we've got Jeff Light saying the Deep Space 9 kit looks cool, Ross. Thank you very much. I'm hoping to do something with it anyway. Whether it turns out right, it doesn't matter.
Hey, it's your model.
Well, yeah. And then we've got Marcus saying hi to James. And then we've got Jeff saying hi to James. And we've got Daniel saying hi to James. And then we've got James saying hi to Marcus and Jeff and Daniel. And then Marcus saying, don't forget the thumbs up. Thank you. And then Marcus saying, been thinking of lighting up my TOS Enterprise and Klingon battle cruiser.
Get in there, Marcus.
Now, I think that battle cruiser is definitely sort of screaming out to be lit up.
Marcus getting into lighting models, eh, Ross? Our work is complete, isn't it, mate?
Yep. He's... For where he come on from that little timid boy when we first started, he's come on leaps and bounds.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always nice when they start walking on their own, isn't it? It's lovely.
Aye.
We don't mean that in a patronising way. It's nice to see how Marcus has developed since he's been doing this, YouTubing and streaming and that. It's brought him out of his shell, isn't it? And
well, yeah, I mean...
Like any of us that have the demons, it's good for your general well-being, folks.
I mean, I think he's just had lots of loving cuddles from his Care Bear friends. That's what it is.
Oh, he's been hugging it out, has he?
Yeah.
He likes a good hug, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's been having those special moments with the Care Bears.
Yeah, don't forget, folks, if you see Marcus in Telford, you've got to run up to him and give him a big hug, because he likes being hugged. I'm a git, you know.
Yep. And then if you got little like Care Bear face mask, give him as well. He would love that so much.
Yeah, I can imagine the names you're getting called now. There you go.
Yeah, it had to be done.
If you could let us know in the chat that the audio's still at a good level, that would be a massive help, just in case I've diminished again. But it doesn't look like my microphone has gone down, so...
No, you seem to be all right now. I mean...
Why are you scrolling down the chat, Cole? It works the opposite way on this platform, doesn't it? Doofus.
You got Marcus going, oh, God.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
be afraid, Marcus.
Yeah.
Did I hear right, Ross? Sorry for this, because you know what my hearing's like. Did I hear you right saying that Marcus was doing the original Enterprise?
Yes, he's doing the TOS.
And he's lighting it, is he?
I think so. That's what he's wanting to do.
Would he like me to program an Arduino with the start-up lighting sequence and post it?
Oh, that would be nice.
Because I can scale it down onto one of those. The Arduino. Oh, God, why's that camera come on?
I was going to say, what are you doing there?
Two secs. Let's change me camera over.
You've got the gremlins tonight, haven't you?
No, it's because I went into the settings and I twitched my mouse. I can get the full light up sequence on a little tiny Arduino Nano like that.
Oh.
Whoa. Yeah.
And you got Marcus saying, "Ooh, Colin, that would be fantastic." So yeah.
So we'll have a little play for you, Marcus. There you go. Yeah, I'm on the right camera again now, Ross. This is the peril of having 4 webcams.
Well, yeah. Now you see that
So,
I've got my Defiant that I'm going to probably do as a lighting kit as well. So that's going to be interesting to see if I can get that done right.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's something I've sort of said to myself that I'm going to try and do this year. Well, over the next sort of year, sort of like give myself a bit of a challenge, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And because I've never actually done lighting kits per se, I thought, well, I'll give it a go. I mean,
yeah, go for it.
You're not gonna learn anything by just sitting there being frightened of it, are you?
The thing is, Ross, as I'll say to you and Marcus, there's enough YouTube videos out there on lighting. They really are. But for me, it's how far you want to go with it. You know, do you want to get into Arduino programming, lighting? I don't know. So, yeah,
well, it's
how far you want to go with it
later on. Yeah, I mean, with me, it's going to be a matter of looking into it later on because I want to get my first one done. Where I'm just going to.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it you can get away with a 555 timing chip and a decade counter. So, you know, you can achieve a lot of lighting effects just with them 2 components. So.
But it's something that I want to have a go at, if you know what I mean. Because I mean, you know what I'm like. I like just playing around with different stuff. And
yeah, I had heard that you like playing around a lot with things, but you know, family friendly.
But it's like it's a matter of with me trying out different techniques and a lot of things like that. It's just they're mostly happy accident.
Yes, exactly, mate. And that's the fun of it, Ross. It's like anything with this hobby, isn't it? I mean, I like to be able to come to the bench and learn new things. That's why I'm doing that show with Fox, the Educate Investor, because I'm learning new things. And that's what I like about this hobby, because it's like anything. I was chatting to a lot of the younger folks like James, Marcus and yourself. You know, you're all younger than I am. A lot of them, like Reese and that, I've always been afraid to offer suggestions to people on new techniques. And my philosophy is, you know, the younger generation might have a technique they're using that they've learnt through online activity that us old gits might not know. So teaching us old dogs new tricks, I'm all for at the end of the day. And I love learning new techniques that I can then add to my repertoire. Oh, big word of the day. Because it helps you develop, it helps you learn new things. And I like that. And that's what I love about this hobby. I mean, I had a 20-year break when I was raising me boys. And coming back into it and seeing the development now of how things have gone with pigments and, you know, the whole YouTubing thing and all of that lot, and Zoom hangouts and streams, and it's taking it to a whole new modern audience, isn't it? And isn't that a good thing?
You do realise you've actually made Marcus's day now, haven't you?
What's that?
You called him young.
Yeah, he's younger than I am, isn't he?
Well, yeah.
You know, so yeah, you know, and this is the beauty. I mean, I know we keep quoting Marcus, and I don't want to embarrass him in any way, but when we first met Marcus, he was very quiet. He was very, very unsure of himself, and it was all new to him. And we've all embraced him and welcomed him into our little family. And look how he's grown as not only as a modeler, but also as an individual, because he won't mind me saying, we all have our dark side, our demons, and it's helped him cope with things. And I get a huge buzz out of that, because look how his confidence has grown in the last year.
Yeah, I mean, since he's been doing the streams with me, I mean, it's...
Yeah.
I've noticed it, that he's gone from being that timid person when we first started out, of trying to watch what he was saying and doing and that. Like I said, no, just be yourself.
Be yourself. Yeah.
Do like we do when we're in bloody Zoom chat, and just chat away normally. Yeah. There's no point trying to hide who you are.
No, just be yourself. That's it. Don't be fake. Be real.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, if you're doing that, you're not being truthful to yourself.
Yes.
Mainly. And that's what I wanted from him, and he's come out with it now, and he's...
Yeah. You know, I sit and watch his streams, and he's got a confidence about his posture, you know, and he's part of the establishment now. Yeah. And I love that, because there's a guy that's got a lot to offer, and he's like a sponge. He takes everything you say in and learns from it. And I love that, because he'll be able to take that forward when I'm long gone, you know, so yeah. Isn't that the whole idea of the community? Well,
yeah, I mean, I know this might embarrass him, but he's got a heart of gold as Marcus. It's why I call him the Care Bear, because he's a big softie.
He's sitting there now going, stop it, you two, but carry on. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean...
We're going to have to stop Ross, because he won't be able to get his head out of his room, will he?
Well, yeah,
He'll be too big to get through the door frame.
But yeah, I mean, he's helped my stream come a long way, because he's been there to sort of like banter on a Saturday night, and it's sort of like changed the dynamics of my Saturday night stream. My Tuesday night, I enjoy that on my own, because it's like...
I'll go then.
But it's nice to have the occasional person on, different, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, good recovery there, Ross.
Yeah, I thought so as well.
Absurd.
Oh dear. But yeah, it's just one of them things where you just have a bit of fun and laugh, and that's it. I mean, you got
life's too short to be miserable, mate.
It is indeed.
You know, and this is where the community has a good side, because, you know, like everything, there's good and bad, you know, and all of that. But all I want to do is just chill out and do the hobby, you know. That's what it's about for me, and leave the politics to everyone else, because I'm not interested, you know.
Yeah, I mean, catch up on chat quickly, and it's got Marcus is saying audio is great, and then JC Richville saying all perfect, and then you got Panzer's making a very, very good suggestion here about meeting him up at Telford. He's saying you run up to him and tell at the top of your voice, Care Bear hugs.
Yeah. I like Daniel saying that's my brother, exclamation mark. And don't forget, Daniel, you're just as important to us, mate.
Yeah.
So we value you as well, mate, you know,
Yeah.
and yeah.
And we'll make sure if you do ever turn up to a Telford show, that we all have Mr. Blobby masks for you.
Yeah.
We know you love him so much. And
all I would say, if you do go to Telford, is if you see Marcus heading towards any form of lighting equipment, divert him immediately.
Yeah. And then we've got Daniel saying it's awesome sound now. Brilliant. And then we've got
brilliant,
Jeff Light
yeah.
saying audio's good. And then Marcus saying, oh, Colin, that would be fantastic about the lighting up thing. And then Daniel's going, light up the world. And he's also saying 25-foot watt light bulb and is lighting everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he's also saying, did you hear that, Ross? I'm young. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll try and let you have that one today.
Yeah, you can have that one.
For today. And then we've got Marcus saying, Daniel, try a 60 watt. And he's also saying, give it your best shot, Cole. Fair enough. And then they got Panzer Cat saying, when we first met Marcus, he wouldn't lift a hand to a domestic appliance. Oh, dear.
Yeah.
And then you got Marcus going, oi, Panzer, I don't do that anymore. Yeah, he's out
No,
counselling
he's
and
been to
helping
therapy, isn't he?
Yep, he's been to the Lifelong Lamp Association Therapy Bureau.
Yeah, he's been to the LA meetings, Lampers Anonymous, and he stood there. I'm Marcus. I'm a lampaholic, and he's been there, and he's on the STEP program, and he's doing well.
Yep. Yeah, he's done well for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
And then you got Panda going, this is good to hear. And then Marcus on, the last 6 months have helped a lot, enjoying it. I'm glad you have, mate. I mean, that was the whole reason that I got you onto the stream. So I was hoping you'd enjoy it a lot more and bring you out of your shell a bit. Because I know even when we chatted in Zoom and that lot, that you were feeling a bit down. You even looked at it a bit.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, it puts a different string in your bow, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
Like that.
Like I said when I first met you in Zoom, welcome to the family.
And that's all it is, really. It's one big happy family, isn't we?
Yeah. Like the Brady Bunch, isn't it?
Yeah. And just that when I mean, I can remember when you first started the Zoom off. And there was like me and Panzer in there from like, I think, what was it, about 14 and a half hours I think we did in there.
Yeah.
Fucking mad. Then we've got Daniel going ha ha ha, and we've got Sarah Jane saying,
Hello, Sarah Jane.
Thumb up and support of my permanent secretary. Ooh.
Oh,
have you
yes.
been upgraded?
Oh, yeah, I'm the permanent secretary. See, unlike Panzer, Ross, I haven't been bragging about being Sarah Jane's permanent secretary in the Hangout because I didn't want to demoralise anyone. So I've kept it to myself because a good permanent secretary doesn't need to explain why they're trusted.
Exactly.
You know, other people that are in North Korean prison camps might do well to learn this.
Well, you would have thought so, wouldn't you? Especially at his age. But then again, you don't know if Alzheimer's is kicking in a bit, like it was this morning.
Yeah, he is getting on a bit, isn't he? Let's be honest.
I mean, it's the grey hair that gives it away.
At least he's got some. That's what he'll say. So yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, but then again, as I explained to him earlier today, I said I had mine cut off for charity, and I just haven't bothered getting it back. That's my excuse, and I'm keeping to it.
I just say I've got a protruding forehead.
Yeah. Let's see. We've got Panzer saying hi to Sarah Jane and hugs. He's creeping again. And then we've got Jeff Light. We've got Jeff Light going, my late mum gave me 3 golden rules to live my life by. The third is the most important one of all. Was no matter the circumstances or its consequences, always be true to yourself. Very, very true.
Exactly.
Yep. Can't argue
I
that
had
one.
the LL and R mantra instilled into me: love, loyalty, and respect. And
Very
I
good.
live by that. I'm very loyal to people. Perhaps too loyal is my weakness because I let people in, don't I? But at the end of the day, it's just how I am. I'm very loyal to people. Once you're my friend forever. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when you do become friends, you're like me, you give it
You
freely,
stand by them. Yeah.
and then once they do something to damage that, it takes a hell of a long while to try and repair it.
Yeah. Exactly.
So yeah, it's yeah, I mean, we all know that we've had our rough patches, and
Oh, bloody hell. Yeah.
we all
We're
deal
only
with it in
human,
different
Ross.
ways. Yep. We just
You
deal
know?
with it the way we do. I mean, with me, like if I hadn't had my missus in this hobby, I'd probably be screwed, well and truly.
Yeah. My way of dealing with it is we just mock Marcus. Or
Yeah.
we mock James, you know, and
Mainly
I feel
James. Yeah.
yeah, I feel a whole lot better, Ross, when I've done that for some reason. Don't know why.
Yeah. You see, somebody might have mentioned earlier on today that we actually should start a GoFundMe page for James and his booster seat. Not that I'm going to say who actually sort of mentioned it.
Yeah. Yeah, bless him.
Yeah, it's quite funny when you see him sitting at his little desk and he's like, you know that little thing when we used to be at school, we used to have those little characters with his nose just poking over the wall.
Yeah, Chad.
Yeah. It's like watching that.
Yeah. It's when James looks at the camera and gives us puppy dog's eyes, and it's like,
Yeah.
look, mate, you can try puppy dog eyes, but I'm not buying it, mate. Oh, can't you blame someone else? No.
No.
Why? Because it's entertaining blaming you.
Yeah. And it just has that feeling of being right.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Poor lad.
Yeah, Marcus says, glad the mockage is helping. It helps, mate. This is the thing. None of us in the Zoom take ourselves too seriously. I mean, at the end of the day, the way I always look at it is I'm an overweight, middle-aged man building plastic models.
Yeah.
In the real world life events that are all going on, does it really matter? This is why I don't get the whole rivet countery stuff and all of that. Like, it's like, yeah, we're building a plastic model. Does it matter?
Yeah, and it's like you're all fighting over this like 32mm figure, and you're saying, "Oh, well, that's not right. The technique's not right." And that. Well, buck up, Buttercup. It ain't your model. That's what is my view on it. It's my model. I paint it my way, and if you don't like it, you know where to go.
Jog on.
Yep. Just close the door behind you on the way out.
Cool, you cleaned that up, didn't you?
Yeah, I've been polite.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be a good. I'm trying to be.
Oh, you're trying to be a good example, are you? Yeah, how's that
Yeah.
working for you?
That's fault. Oh dear. The things we try to
So
do
what's
in
your
life.
what's your Growl Warhammer build, Ross?
I do actually have 2 of them in stock that I've got to do.
Oh,
And
right, yeah.
It's the Celestial.
Excuse me.
It's a Star Drake. It's an Age of Sigma model build.
Oh, right,
and
yeah.
It's a big arse dragon, basically.
Oh, nice, yeah. Anything with dragonage, wingage, and flameage, mate,
Well, yeah.
wins as far as I'm concerned.
It's one of those things that you can never go wrong with, can you? Really, if you think about it.
Exactly, yeah, totally agree with you there, Marcus. It's all in good fun amongst friends. This is it. It's what I used to say to James, you know, if our mockage gets too much, let us know. But when we're mocking you, it's because we actually like you.
Yeah.
Sarah Jane says, I used to think Panzer was a friend. Yeah, he's disappointed a lot of us, Sarah Jane, with his really poor attitude towards the responsibility that you entrusted him with. But sometimes you think you know people and they do something that disappoints you.
Yeah. I mean, this is the Star Drake.
Oh, look at that. Bung yourself full screen there, Ross, so that folks can see that, mate. Look at me sitting here dictating to you what to do.
I know.
God.
There you
Sorry,
go.
mate.
So that's
look at
the
that.
Star Drake. And yeah, it's one of those kits that's a grail kit to me. I mean, I bought it nearly 3 years ago, to be honest with you. But I wanted
Out of interest, Ross, what sort of money is in one of them, mate?
You're looking at close to £100.
Really? Which for that isn't that bad, is it? Let's
No,
be
I
honest.
mean,
That's
for
a
what you
beautiful
get.
kit.
Yeah. I mean, the
Do you get
reason
all
why...
the geezers with it, mate?
Yes, the little fella's with it. He's actually a full-size figure.
That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the
Yeah.
scale between him and the big
dragon,
old,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, the Age of Sigma figure, which is basically that size dude,
Yeah, yeah.
that's what sits on the back of him. It's like, sort of like, so you can sort of
Yeah,
gauge
so
the
it's a
idea
fair
of
old-
how big he is.
Fair old beastie, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, one of the main reasons why I haven't actually started him yet is because I want to learn the technique of getting the wings right. I
Oh,
don't wanna
right,
screw
yeah.
him up. So
Yeah, you're
that's-
doing the right thing, mate. You know, we've all got kits that we've bought and then we've put them to one side until we get our technique home,
Yeah.
so to speak.
And
All
that's
right,
what
look at
I've
that, mate.
basically, that's what I've basically been doing. I've been waiting until I get the right sort of like temperament to do the sort of like the wings on it. And then
Yeah.
the other one, which was very, very kindly sent to me, is, oh, I'm going to bring my camera up a bit,
Oh, look at that.
is this dude.
Oh, Canis Rex, yeah.
Yeah.
Have
Now
you a
that
look
was,
at him, mate?
Yeah, this was very, very kindly donated to me. And
Have you
I'm not
some
going to
of
mention
him?
who did it, but
No.
it's very, very grateful because this person's known I've been wanting one of these for quite some time. And yeah, so he will be going into my stash and I'll be doing him in the metallic colours and he might actually get some colour shift colour going onto him.
Oh, very suave, mate.
you
Jeff Light says fair size models, Ross. Yeah, they are, mate.
Yeah, they're sort of like the ones you got to do, and then you got to build up the sort of like the guts to do them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're a growl kit and they're a background build, aren't they? Where you want to hone your skills, your technique, do your research in the techniques, and then you do it
Go
in
from
baby
there.
steps, don't you?
I mean,
Jeff
I've
is
got-
saying that he fancies doing the Canis Rex himself. Yeah, be right up your street, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, I've also got the arachnicopter, whatever you want to call it.
You want to go and see a doctor about that, mate?
I mean, yeah, that's another thing that I've got, which is a archicopter. That's what it's called.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. That's nice.
Yeah, and again, it's like it's got the wing technique on it as well, so that's why I've got this basically to practice doing that sort of membrane effect,
Yeah.
which is what I want to try and do. And I've got some ideas of how I want to do it because I'm gonna probably get some fine mesh stocking and put it over them, and then sort of like.
Get James to send you a spare pair of his fishnets, mate.
Well, I was actually going to think about doing that, to be honest with you.
Yeah. All joking aside, James doesn't wear fishnets. Just want to clarify that.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, we just mock. Well, yeah, we just mock James. Bless him.
We cannot deny or have any remarks.
That would
like
be an ecumenical matter.
So yeah, it's yeah. I mean, they're the sort of kits that have sort of like sat there for a while, and I'd rather they sit there and not get sort of like destroyed.
You want to do it justice, Ross, don't you? And
especially
that's the thing, you know. I've got Ryefield armour that's got interiors and things like that, and I want to get my armour painting skills and building skills honed before I take them on, because you want to do the kit justice, don't you, mate?
Well, yeah, I mean, especially with the Canis Rex and that sort of thing, because it's been donated to me. It's one of those kits you don't want to screw up.
Well, yeah, you're respectful of it, aren't you?
Yeah.
Because it's been gifted, and you want to treat it with respect.
Yeah,
Totally
I
get
mean,
that, mate.
It's one of those kits that I've wanted for a long time, and it took me nearly 2 years to save up for the dragon.
Yeah.
And that's basically putting money aside whenever I had a couple of quid spare, and I just threw it into a tub.
Yeah.
And then I sort of counted up, yep, I've got just enough there, that'll do. And then it's now gone on to saving for something else.
Yeah.
Which is, now that I've actually quit smoking as well, that money's also going to go into that pot.
Exactly. That's an interesting question for the chat there. What in the chat is your Grail kit?
Yeah.
Out of interest. You know, what kit is it that you covet the most? I already know Sarah Jane's answer.
Yeah.
Sarah Jane's answer is going to be that car kit you're looking after for me, Colin.
2 letters and 2 numbers.
Yeah. But, yeah. I always find it interesting, the variety that people come out with when I ask that question in chat. It's always a good question, mate.
Yeah, I mean, it just sort of makes people think, doesn't it, really, when you think about it?
Yeah, you know, if I wouldn't say if money wasn't an option, you know, but, you know, within the means that you currently have, what would your Grail kit be? And then if you won the Euro Millions tomorrow, what would your Grail kit be? Probably like me, all of them, but yeah.
I mean, there's one kit that I'd probably, if I ever had the money and the space to do it, would actually be the 35th Dora.
I like what you said there, James. I've got one of them, mate, Death Race. It's literally just at arm's length, mate. Now, I'm ironic. One of them that I've got on the shelf there is one that you covet. You'd never know. Yeah, I do know what yours is, Sarah Jane. But I'm not going to say the words. But for me, it would be the Space 1999 Eagle Transporter.
Is that the Eagle 1 or the Eagle Fighter?
The Eagle 1.
Yep.
And it would be Space Battleship Yamato.
Oh, yeah. That is a...
Just because I like the quirkiness of it.
Yeah.
And I'd also light it up as well. So
yeah, it's like on similar lines to that, it's like the Horlock ship.
Yeah.
That would make a nice build as well.
Yeah. See, I never said that, James. Sarah Jane, you might want to find James there, love.
Oh, yeah.
Not that I'm being presumptuous and telling you what to do, but he has mentioned the unmentionable name.
Yeah, but it's also the fact that you can, as a secretary, you can also hand out the fines as well.
I like to consult with the boss as long as she's happy to do so with me to do it on her behalf. But being that she's in the chat,
but
I'm not going to defer. Yeah.
She's changed her mind what her favourite kit is.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she says, nope, it isn't actually. Ooh.
Oh, there you go.
So, you've intrigued us now, Sarah Jane. If it's not that one, what one is it?
Yeah. McLaren MP4, I would have thought you already had one of them. Senna's McLaren. Gilles Villeneuve's Ferrari. I think you've got one of them as well. That's just the trouble. Most of the kits she's got, because she's got over 1,000 kits. So.
Yeah, I know. It's like the stash she's got is like, yeah, what are you not having in there?
Yeah, it's not a stash. It's a shop, isn't it? She's got more stock than Hannon's.
It'd be easier to say what she hasn't got in stock.
Yeah.
Panzer's trying to creep again.
Oh, is he? Oh, good.
Yeah, so I would still issue JC a fine.
Yeah.
And then you got Marcus saying one of my Grail kits would be a Mad Max car from the original movie. Now, funny you should mention that. Didn't they call him?
It is. Yeah, very ironic that you should mention that.
This might have been in a discussion we were having the other night.
Yeah, look on that shelf what's poking out, Marcus. Yeah, the Mad Max Interceptor. Get in.
And it's got a little friend with it at the same time.
Yeah, it has.
Oh dear.
Yeah, can you imagine the names he's calling me now?
Yep. Not that
All
I'd
of
actually
which are true.
encourage that. Yeah, not that I'd encourage it, of course.
No, all of which are true.
Oh dear. But yeah, I think the 35th door, if I had the place to, the house big enough to put it in, and sort of like retired, then yeah, that's what I'd probably like to have a go at.
Yeah.
Just purely because it is one of the largest models available.
Yeah. Yeah, Dora's going to be up there in it for a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, especially for armor builders, like,
Yeah.
sort of thing there. You got Marcus going, "Don't tell me, Ross," and then Marcus is going, "God damn it, Colin." Then you got James going, "No, Panzer, you're in South Korea. I thought we were sending him to North Korea."
Yeah. Yeah, he's in South Korea at the moment. He's got to go across the border to go to the camp.
Yeah.
I hope you got your rock hammer with you.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like we was discussing on Jamie's show earlier about how the so-called vaunted Russian army is now sort of like literally falling to pieces.
Oh, is it? I've not really been watching too much news, you know, but
no,
you know, it was sad that the Queen died and all of that lot, you know, but the whole political thing I'm trying to keep out of, it's sad. It's just, you know, an old man doesn't want to lose power and he's killing a lot of people. I just think it's cruel.
Yeah. And he's to say that he's getting his ass whooped is an understatement. To put it that way.
Yeah.
Because we were discussing about how accurate James's Tiger armored vehicle is at the moment.
Oh right, yeah.
So I sort of might have mentioned that he might want to weather it by actually blowing it up. It'd be more accurate.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what he's trying to do, you know, if he wants an accurate representation or he's just building it for fun, you know.
Well, it's a Lego build that he's doing, but we sort of said, like, well, just sort of make it more accurate from where he's got it at.
Yeah, put the turret about 30 metres away, then, eh?
Yeah, and basically having the tyres sort of melted down beside it and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
You got Marcus saying another Grail kit is on order, but there's a story for another time.
Oh, good shout. Yeah.
Yes. I think I know which one he's on about there. But I've been sworn to secrecy.
Oh, dear. There you go. Yeah, Marcus is typing through the tears, though, because I've got Mad Max cars on the shelf there. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Notice I said plural. Yeah.
Well, that's why I sort of mentioned that it's got a little friend beside him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that I'd do it on purpose or anything like that to upset you, mate. It's
No, not at all. Not at all.
I take absolutely no pleasure from it whatsoever.
Should I be really cruel later and send him a picture?
That might be an idea. Did I
Yeah,
say that out loud?
Are you encouraging me to do that, Ross?
Did I say that out loud? I don't do things
Yeah,
like
you
that.
might have done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's give that a bit more on there because I want more light on one side of him.
And then you got Daniel saying, "Now I curious, Marcus." And then Marcus saying, "You have no idea, Colin."
Yeah. Yeah, would I be that cruel to Marcus?
Probably.
Yeah, can I plead the fifth?
Yeah. almost got 2 pieces completed tonight.
Oh, look at you.
The fact that they're only about 3 centimeters long, different matter.
Yeah, but it's like you say, there's no rush, is there, at the end of the day?
No, I mean, it's just basically enjoying myself with this one tonight. I mean, if people are expecting me to start back onto the Mortis engine, I do apologise. It's just that it's one of those kits where I put a bit of effort into it and sort of like sort of burnt myself out. So I want to sort of take stock of what I've done and not ruin it.
Yeah.
So I'm just taking a bit of time out from it, and then I'll go back to it.
Yeah.
And believe me, I will be going back to it because it's a kit that I've been wanting to do, and it's there'll be the another big celestial figure that's being done afterwards.
Yeah. Oh, nice one.
That came with the magazine. And it's the Lord Celestant Prime,
Yeah.
floating up in the air on his tabards.
Oh, right, yeah.
With go round the bottom in a circular motion sort of thing, and he's sort of like floating in midair.
Yeah.
It's quite a big main figure. So yeah, that's another one that I'll be doing to a certain standard, where I'll be bringing out all the runes and everything on it.
This is it. There's a lot of detail on there that you can embellish, isn't there? So.
Oh yeah, I mean that's probably one of my own downfalls to myself, because I actually do sort of try and bring out a lot of detail and stuff I'm doing.
I like that. Is it Celestria Hurricanum that you did?
Oh, that thing, yeah. It's that was It started off as being something that I was going to do quickly, but then sort of very, very quickly turned into something like, oh, there's quite a bit of detail I could do on this. And yeah, it sort of like took on a life of its own, to say the least.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a very, very enjoyable kit. And what I will say, it's not a lot of money for what you got.
No.
I think it was something like 33 quid, something like stupid like that, or 28 quid, I think.
Yeah.
Between that anyway. And it weren't dear at all. So, yeah. Well, these things are like to have fun with. And
exactly. And that's the thing. It's fun, isn't it? It's all a learning process at the end of the day. And for me, that's all I'm doing it for. Is fun. You know, I'm not selling myself as an oracle of Warhammer expertise or anything like that. I'm just a fat middle-aged bloke who's having a right old whale of a time painting plastic.
Yeah.
And I'm happy doing that. You know, so, yeah.
Yeah, that's that one in. Yeah. And that's the 2 fuel rods in.
Oh, luck, happy days. He's good, isn't he?
Yep. So you've got the 2 little fuel rods going into the main controller unit.
Oh, nice one, mate.
So that's them done. So happy bunnies on that one.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I mean, mainly got this to finish off doing the detailing of the pipe work on that bit, and a bit more to do on that one, and then I can get that one weathered into place and glue it up.
So do you play the game, Ross? Have you got any interest in playing the game? Or
I haven't actually played the game other than doing a couple of test games when I've been in the shop.
Yeah.
And they've sort of like cajoled me into doing it.
Yeah.
But it looks like I probably will be ending up playing again, because my eldest one, he wants me to build him a Blood Angels army.
Oh, right, yeah.
So all the figures I'm getting from the Hachette Part Works, which are Space Marines, I'll be doing them in Blood Angel colours for him. So
oh, right, yeah.
it keeps him happy, and I think I ordered about 30 sheets of decals for Blood Angels.
Yeah.
In the end.
You know, my eldest, he plays the game when he's down at GW, you know, he goes in there and has a good old sesh. So, you know, he's been haranguing me more than Fox to build a gaming table, you know, and he's like, yeah.
So we've got Marcus saying, well, I'd love to stay in chat, but I have to be off. Great stream, Ross and Colin. Take care and all
I would say before you go, Marcus, check your messenger.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear me.
You know what I'm like, Ross? Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I went there. I went there.
Yeah, it had to be done. I must admit, it did. It had to be done.
Yeah, I can imagine the names already that I'm going to get called. But yeah.
Well, there is there's two F's and an S that's come up onto chat. And really?
I inadvertently may have pressed a button
that said send.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to leave you for a second and I'll let you.
Yeah, you go do what you got to do, mate. It's not a problem, mate. Jeff Light saying, laters, Marcus. Take care and stay safe, buddy. Yeah, we all wish you well, mate. Nice to see all you folks in. Don't forget, leave a thumbs up if you're enjoying the show, folks. It helps Ross's channel out immensely. Helps it climb up the rankings and all of that lot. And yeah, and if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It's free, costs you nothing, and it again helps Ross out immensely. So I'll do a bit of pimpage for him as well whilst he's off air. You can support him if you choose to do so over at patreon.com/scalemodelninja. You can also buy him a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/scalemodelninja. All helps him keep the content coming, helps him keep the stuff on the bench for the shows he does with his son. And it just helps him out in general, folks. So if you can, give it a bit of consideration. And of course, you know, it's always nice leaving a thumbs up. It's the cheapest way of helping someone out, and it means a lot. So there you go. Nice bit of pimpage done for him. And he won't realise I've done it when he comes back, but I'm sure if he watches it back later. Yeah. And it just helps him out. Because, you know, he's giving up his time at the end of the day to do the streams, and it's just a nice way of saying thanks. So there you go. And I'm really enjoying just chilling out and giving this its first dry brush coat. Ready for some edge highlights or white highlights, and then I'll be able to put down all the colours then. Because where I'm using contrast paints on these, I will get all my light and dark shades and all of that lot coming out when the contrast covers this lot. So in case you're wondering why I'm doing it this way, it's just a different way of doing it, and I kind of like the end result it gives you. So yeah, so we'll have another dude, and yeah, it does get a bit repetitive. You think, oh, how many of these dudes have I got? Yeah.
I'm back.
But it's fun. It's fun. There you go. He's back now. I can be quiet. So. Shh, don't tell him what I just did, folks. Don't tell him what I just did. God, he's going to be angry with me.
But we've got Retro Rabbit Studios in saying, hi,
hello,
couples.
Retro.
Good evening, Retro.
Hello, mate.
Welcome to the stream.
How you doing, mate? How you diddling?
So, yep. Oh.
Yeah, nice to see you in, mate.
So you've sort of like mentioned everybody else. You sort of like mentioned their sort of like Grail kits. What's one of yours?
I told you that, didn't I? The Eagle Transporter and the Battleship Yamato.
What else would you like? I mean, like for your Warhammer, I'm on about, not like
for Warhammer.
Yeah.
Probably. Is it an Imperial Knight?
Yeah, similar to what I've got. Yeah.
Yeah, probably one of them, mate, to be honest with you.
Very nice.
Yeah, would probably be something I'd like to do or have a go at doing, so yeah.
Yeah.
Just like the look of them for some reason.
Yeah, they've got that sort of like mean and moody look to them, haven't they?
Yeah. You know, dare I say it, would probably like to steampunk one up. But yeah, it's just got that, don't know, it's just got that mechanical feel to it that I like.
Yeah. I mean, I like, with the, when it comes to like the Mechanica stuff, I think they've
Yes.
got a character within themselves, haven't they? If you think about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's
Exactly.
what I like. Where's my
Yeah.
brush?
Yeah, it's just the, like you say, the technology of it and all of that lot. You
Yeah.
sort of think, yeah, I like the look of it, you know.
I've actually got one of the Mechanicus priests to do,
Oh, right, yeah.
the tech priest. So that's going to be
Yeah.
an interesting build.
I just
sort of
like
thing.
the vision that the designers and that have when they obviously sit down with the concept art and start designing these things. I love the imagination that they have
Yeah.
when they create these things, because yeah, they are a thing of beauty, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, it's like where does this come from? The sort of the mind
Yeah.
of a mad person sort of thing. You think of, isn't it?
Yeah,
Really.
exactly. I will glue that pipe back on in a sec, folks, but it's actually quite a lot easier for me to get the dry brush in now that I knocked it off. So yeah, we all have happy little accidents.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just.
But that's the
doing,
beauty of these. It's a multiple piece figure, so it's just needs reattaching. So
I'm just dry brushing the ends in this one at the moment, where it's like
oh right,
metal.
yeah.
And I'm using the what's it called? Odd brass. I'm using at the moment.
Oh nice.
Yeah, it's rune lord brass.
Go, let's get a bit of group in there.
Because it gives it sort of like a rusty looking effect at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I think anyway, wouldn't it? That's what I'll stick to.
Hey mate, sounds plausible to me, Ross. I'm all for that.
So it's sort of like you can see the tips of the end like that there.
Yeah, nice one.
And every time we've actually weathered it and darkened it down a bit and put the rust and that to it, it's gonna sort of look a bit more aged.
Yeah.
So, well, that's my Vallejo copper. Where
There you
Vallejo
go.
rust, I should say. Do.
He's doing aged metal work as well now, so he's good, isn't he?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't have dreamt of doing stuff like this. Maybe sort of like 2-3 years ago when I first started in this hobby.
Yeah.
To me, it's like,
It's out your
It's all-
comfort zone, isn't it?
yeah, it's not something that I'd actually consider.
Yeah.
But now that I've actually sort of given it more and more thought, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's basically just watching other people and sort of seeing what they come up with and the effect of what they're doing.
Yeah.
And you want to see how, give it a go, just to see how it sort of like turns out
Yeah.
itself.
Retro says, not necessarily a growl kit, but I'd like to someday pick the Halcyon power loader from Aliens. Good shout.
Oh, yeah.
That is a good shout. Daniel says, agreed, Colin, absolutely. Marcus says, with the picture that I've been sent, I'm going to be staying awake. Yeah, it is model making porn, Marcus, isn't it?
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I can imagine the names he called me.
Yeah. Now that's actually coming up not too bad.
Get a bit of coverage on these bad boys. I want as much light to shine through as possible, so it may look like heavy dry brushing on some of these, but I want a bit of variance between them as well, because some
Yeah.
of the orcs are going to have lighter skin than others, because I want to try and go for tonal variance on the skin, because the darker an orc's skin, I think I'm right in thinking the more powerful he is that correct?
I'm not too sure about that myself. I mean, with the Age of Sigma one, there is actually a new paint colour out for it. So, but I think it's the older the orc, the darker the skin is.
Yeah, that's it. There's something in there. So I kind of want to just get a bit of tonal variance. Or tonal variance. Look at me with me tonal variance. Eh?
Getting all posh because you've been working with Mr. Princess Fox himself too long.
Yeah, that's what that is, mate. Yeah, I need to stop. I need to stop that, don't I, Ross?
Oh dear.
But yeah.
Okay.
It just adds a bit of variance, doesn't it, to the row? Because, they'll all be displayed together. And if they're all identical, every single texture and tone, I think that's a bit boring.
Yeah. I totally agree with you on that one.
So I just want to have a bit of variance with them.
Where are you? There you are.
Yeah, some of them, their clothing's a bit more worn than others, because they've been in battle longer or whatever,
Yeah, and a few more star marks and that sort of thing.
Yeah, some of the skin may be damaged and bloodied. I don't know, it's...
Oh, yeah, it's one of them things, isn't it? I mean, we all sort of do it one way or another, don't we, on that sort of thing?
Yeah. There is going to be one of these that's going to be converted to Festa Orc in tribute to the artwork that Andy McLeish sent me. So one of these will end up donning a pork pie hat.
Yeah, very interesting.
So there'll be one orc that gets that treatment. So, because why not? Because it's a gun, isn't it?
Mm.
Let's slam you over there out of the way. Get all the big ones done first, Carl, and then you can do all your little ones then, can't you? So let's have a sort out. Trying to give the brush a bit of a clean as well, so whilst that's doing its thing, I'll just have a quick sort out of my figures. To get larger ones together and smaller ones at the end. You see what I'm doing here, can't you, Ross? Yeah, I really like the really small ones. Honest.
I'm send you them.
Yeah, get. But that's all right. I'm not bitter.
No malicious intent whatsoever.
No, absolutely not, mate. No wibbles will be had.
Much.
Yeah. Retro says all of the Halcyon alien kits would be nice. Yeah, I would, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is a 3D printable STL file out there for them, so I know that because I downloaded it. But yeah, it is one of them things that will work its way out of the Festa printer at some time.
Now what I'm actually using here is actually the dry powder that I've just mixed with a bit of water.
Yeah.
And I'm now going over in certain areas.
Yeah.
Of this to make it the rust effect or streaking.
Oh right, yeah. Look good you are.
It's just something I'm trying out. I've never done it before.
This is why you're a ninja, mate. It's stealth skills, isn't it?
Well, it's just something I'm just having a go at, and if it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. It's
yeah, if it don't work, you've got my full-blown permission to cry like a girl.
I don't think I'll be doing the fox.
No.
But it's just giving it a go just to see what it's like, and I said I'll be making it look a bit rusty and dirty. That's what I'm tending to do.
Yeah.
And then I'll be basically using the nun oil and the Corella green shade,
Yeah.
and then sort of blending it up from the bottom, hopefully.
Yeah.
So it sort of makes it look about old and musty and
Yeah.
dirty sort of thing. Where is that Corella green shade? Put it there. No, that's Antonian camo shade. A bit too dark. More of a muddy green, that is.
Oh, yeah. Can't have too much of a muddy green, Ross.
No, that's the one I want. Yeah. Do-do-do-do.
That ultimate pleasure of cleaning the Citadel lid by turning it inside out.
Yeah, that's one of the things I learned when I was just watching a program one time, that you can actually just turn them inside out and clean the lids out without having to struggle with a pair of pincers or whatever, just to...
Yeah, it does make a bit of a mess, but it's worth doing.
Yeah. I suppose when you've got like the amount of paints that we have, it's whatever the quickest
How
and
much
easiest way of doing
paint?
it.
It's how much paint you potentially waste with these pots, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things with Citadel. They know they've got a problem with these pots.
Yeah. There you go. See,
But-
just turn it inside out, folks. And it pops,
They-
pops all
yeah.
the paint out. Just like that.
But they won't do anything about it
No.
because they're making too much money for them, because they dry out and...
Yeah, it's
People
how
have to
much
go out and buy
paint
more.
we all waste. I mean, I did at one point consider putting them all in dropper bottles, but having 3D printed a rack that they all fit in, I don't really fancy 3D printing yet another rack. So, yeah, there you go. And just pop that back on the bottle. All done. Gotta love them. But they know that people are going to keep buying their product just
Oh, yeah.
because it's dried out. So they're not daft.
Oh, no,
That's
they
why
know
they
they've got
don't-
that problem. I mean, they've known
Yeah.
that for years.
Yeah, that's why they don't listen, because
Yeah.
they know that we're going to buy more of their product.
And they're making more and more money from it in the first place. So, yeah, why ruin a good money-making system?
Well, I'm at that thing with it where I've got me contrast paints. They don't gloop up on the lids like these do.
No.
Ordinary paints. So I'm now looking at the alternative to Citadel for normal pigment paints and buying them because they're in dropper bottles. The contrasts I'll keep because, yeah, they don't gloop up the lids, but
Yeah.
ordinary pigment, I am looking at just saying, sod it, I'll buy someone else's, because you do waste a lot of paint, and paint costs money at the end of the day.
Well, there we go. It's coming along slowly but surely.
Stop calling me Shirley.
What do you think?
Yeah, love it, mate. Yeah, sorry, mate. I was looking away at the time. Yeah, he's doing show and tell live now with me, and he's a turd, isn't he? No, I like that, mate. Put it full screen, mate, so the viewers can see, dude.
Well,
You know you want to.
Well, I've got to just do the main
Yeah.
coat of nun oil first, and then Agrax Earth Shade to brown it down, and then the oil on top of it. So,
Yeah.
2 more shade covers to go over it yet.
Happy days, mate. Happy days. There you go, folks.
Sterling mud.
Where did that disappear to? That's because you leant on your mouse, you pillock. That's why. Retro says these pots are way better than the old bolster shell type with the screw-on lids. They would dry out before you could put them on the shelf.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
I know the ones you mean, because I am that sad. Look at that, Ross.
Yeah, the old glass ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really, yeah. Oh, I cut me.
Yeah, I've got a couple of them myself
Yeah.
somewhere.
There you go. A bit more paint on me knuckle. Why not? Because we can. God, the silence there. God, two blokes concentrating here. God, shocking,
it's
isn't
the
it?
wrong time, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just caught us both at the wrong time on that one.
No, not a problem, mate. Anything you want to ask us in the chat, folks, feel free. Ask Ross anything you like. I'm sure he'll thoroughly enjoy answering all the questions whilst I sit here and do nothing because I'm useless.
I mean, I can only answer to what I actually know myself. Other than that, it's...
Oh, we won't do that then because we'll only show ourselves up then, won't we? No, all joking aside, folks. Feel free to ask anything you like.
I mean, I
We'll-
try and help where I can, and
Yeah.
can
We
go
will
from there,
endeavour.
really.
Yeah. There you go. Hold of that. What got you into Warhammer, Ross?
Well, yeah, it was a friend of mine, to be honest with you. He was big into it himself, and
Yeah.
he sort of mentioned, like, because I said, like, oh, I want to have something to learn how to do figures,
Yes.
basically, how to paint figures up and sort of like get them to look a bit better.
Oh, right.
And
Yeah.
he sort of mentioned, well, have you ever tried painting a Warhammer figure? And I
Yeah.
went, well, no. And he goes, well, I'll send you some.
Mhm.
And he sort of sent me these Space Marines at first.
Yeah.
And he goes, give them a go just to have a practice and see what you can do with them. So I gave him a go. And I mean, yeah, I mean, my first ever attempt, oh, well, the least said about them, the better. To be quite honest with you, it's
Oh, was
they
it?
weren't
Yeah.
they weren't one of my proudest achievements, let's put it that way.
Yeah. Was it a no mum build? No mum, don't show my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's it was one of those where you sort of like go, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was completely dull and flat, had no life to it whatsoever. And then when I did put like shading on it, I put way too much on. If you know what I
How
mean.
long did they spend in that all then?
Believe it or not, I've still got them. They are somewhere.
It's
around.
always good, isn't it, to have
Yeah.
something you did years ago as
And
a
it's-
comparison so that you can
Yeah.
see whether or not you've improved. Yeah.
I mean, I will, when I find them out, I will sort of show compared to what I do
Yeah.
now.
Only show the friends in Zoom. You don't want to publicly humiliate yourself yet.
Hey, I'm quite happy to show people how bad that I was. I mean, I'm still
That's why I've never pulled my early build videos off of YouTube, because it lets people see, one, how your workbench evolves and that, but also how your techniques in video change over the years and that. So,
the box of sin, as I call it.
yeah, absolutely, mate.
These are the ones that me lads play with occasionally. And
Oh, right, yeah.
To say that,
Steve is in. Steve Spencer Beanie from Totally Scale Models saying good evening, everyone. Good evening,
evening,
Steve.
Steve.
How are you, buddy?
and welcome to the
Sorry,
stream.
Ross, I interrupted you there, mate.
It's, an evening, but yeah, I mean, it's you'll see the figure in a minute when I'll just screw his backpack on again.
Yeah, no, you carry on, mate. Yeah, how you doing, Steve? Hope the recovery is coming along, mate. And yeah, hope you're back to your normal self, mate. Always nice to see Steve.
I mean, that's. Oh, there we go. There's me, sort of like little dudes there.
Oh, right, yeah.
I mean, these are the sort of like the first ever figures that I ever did.
Yeah.
Take that off a minute and. Dum, 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 dum. Bump. There we go. So yeah, this is like one of my little first ever Orc war bosses. He's lost his arm for some reason.
Yeah.
It's somewhere in the box. But yeah, that's very crudely done, and he's got like a raster pinny at the front of him.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was my first attempt at playing around with technical paints and sort of like making him way too shiny and horrible sort of thing.
Yeah.
And going from one extreme to the other. Like, that's my first ever Space Marine.
Yeah.
And as you can see, he's flatter than a ferret's fart, basically.
Yeah.
Sort of like
flatter than a witch's tit.
Yeah, basically. And then went to where I've done over, sort of like making it too sort of like grunky.
Yeah, you just needed to find a happy medium for yourself, didn't you?
So I ended up doing where are we now? Little D up here somewhere.
Steve says, "Don't even go there, Colin." Oh, I'm sorry, mate. No offence meant, mate. If I've upset you, I didn't intend to. Geez, it's just me being me, asking how you are, mate. But no offence meant. You know me better than that.
Yeah. But I mean, then I've gone on to doing something like that one now.
Oh right, yeah.
Highlighting the cloak and doing
makes a difference, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean it's something that I've never expected to sort of like work through, and then like the Space Marine ones where I've used my own little army where I've used them in like a metallic blue, and that sort of thing. So it's a bit dusty, but
at the end of the day, Ross, it's all a learning curve, isn't it? That's the thing, you know, and it's the same for everyone.
Yeah, it's like doing the bases of them and everything like that, and sort of moving on slowly forward with it.
Yeah.
And it just sort of shows where it's come from being that little dude.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's actually quite a good thing there, really. What you're seeing there in my hand, you've got like the first generation, which is this little tiny dude here.
A good evolution, Ross.
Yeah. Then you've got the second generation.
Yeah.
And then you've got the latest one, which is the Primaris one.
Yeah.
So you've got all three of the Space Marine variations. It shows you how they've gone from being the tiny little dudes to something a little bit bigger, and then to size to life.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's quite an evolution when you think about it from where they started from. And I remember what these little dudes from when I first ever did them in like white metal.
Yeah.
So yeah. And if you if you think that your little dude that you've got was small, then well now, think about what it was like when it was back in those days.
Yeah.
Even smaller.
Steve says, I need to pick your brain. Okay, mate. No worries. Bung us a PM anytime, mate. You know you can. He's saying hello there. He says, oh, no offence, long story. Okay, mate. Yeah, sorry, mate. You know me. I just would cringe if I thought I'd offended people because it's not what I set out to do, mate. But
yeah.
Again, mate, you know, as I've said to you many, many times, Steve, and Ross will back me up on this, we are all here, mate. If you're having a bad time and you need to vent, no one is going to judge you, mate. No one's going to repeat what you talk about. What is said in an hangout stays there. So if you need to have a good old vent, mate, to get things off your chest, feel free, mate, because we'll all sit and we will listen. And sometimes, mate, that's the best thing you can do. So don't suffer alone, Steve. I mean that sincerely, mate. Because and you're always welcome to pick my brain. It won't take you long, mate, because there ain't a lot in there.
Yeah, dear.
Out of interest, folks, I take it audio and video still fine. If you can let us know. Edward Leonard is in, says hello, Ross, Colin, and chat. Hello, Edward.
Good evening, Edward. Welcome to the stream.
He says, micro SMD, I have 6, all of which work individually. When I twist the exposed wires together, only the 3 red ones work. Are they drawing, do they need to draw a bit more power, Steve, than you're providing, mate? Check your voltages, buddy. it could be that the red LEDs are drawing the power. So, I'm trying to think what I had that problem with. I think it might have been the Voyager, and it was because my voltage was slightly lower. There's a good link on there, which is an LED voltage calculator on the internet, Steve. And that can sometimes give you some good ideas where you might need to provide a bit more power, mate. I used it when I did the London bus, because I think it was on the London bus that I might have had a similar issue, mate. So it's worth checking it out, mate.
I'm happy with that now.
Yeah.
Just leave that to dry.
It's coming along, Ross. Coming along,
yeah,
mate.
Just got to leave it to dry in its sort of weathered and dirty look.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a bit better for you.
Have a bit of that. A bit of lightening of the axe.
I mean, this
I'll
is
tell you something.
I just keep playing around with things until I get it the way I like the look of it, and then that's it. I'll leave it.
Well, this is it. It's that one adage, isn't it, where, you know, you sit there and you think, yeah, am I happy with it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it. You stop and you move on to the next project, mate.
You certainly do. I mean, it's like what I was saying with the figures that I've done and that, like in the past, and sort of like go through it all. I think I've actually. Is that his arm? No, that's not his arm. Just try to find the war boss's arm.
Yeah.
Stick it back on.
Yeah, as Retro says, it depends on the forward voltage of the LED. Red tends to be lower current, but will always try to flow through the path of the least resistance. Exactly. And yeah, your resistors, mate. I normally went on to the LED calculator. I would type in all the different LEDs I wanted, what their colours were, etc., and it pretty much works it out for you, mate. I found that most useful. Retro knows his lighting. He's in the chat. I'm sure he'll.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure he'll
help out as well.
Ideas. Yeah, that's the little war boss. Now he's got his arm attached to him.
Oh, nice one.
But again, it's like this is one of the first ones I did with there, and I was like shading that lot, so I'd never get rid of him, and I'll keep holding him, even though I let the kids play with it. So
yeah.
I think
but like you say, you know, it just lets you pick pieces up and you can see your own development, can't you?
Yeah, and that's what I've done it for, and that's why I keep them. And that's why we have this little box where the kids sort of like throw dice at them and they've broken the hell out of different pieces, and all the bits get thrown back in there, and then I'll go around and stick them all back together again, and then the kids play with them and break them again.
Yeah, but it's like anything. They're there to be played with at the end of the day.
True. I mean, they know they're not supposed to play with the figures up here. Now,
yeah.
Sadly, Draven seems to have like ignored that mission.
Yeah, he's at that age though, isn't he?
Yeah. So he's now got hold of some of my Lumen F figures.
Yeah.
And so far, this is probably the only dude that's actually still got his head.
Yeah.
His spear's been
really?
broken. Yeah, his spear's been broken, but the other 6 figures have lost their head.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Yeah, Dad's got to go around and re-glue them all back together again.
Yeah.
And repair them, but I said I don't care. It's just they're originally there to be played with, the figures.
That's the thing. Yeah.
They're going to get damaged or whatever. I mean,
of course they are.
This is just my first evolution of painting the Lumineth figures.
Yeah.
So it's have fun and go from wherever I need to go from there, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll get there and I'll do whatever I want with the figures in the long run. But
yeah, this is the thing, you know. You can always go back and add things to them if you don't like them. You can always bung them in the dettol and repaint them. You know, it's one of them, innit?
Yeah, and just enjoying it and go from there and see what happens. I mean, it's like with this piece here, it looks really, really mucky and muddy at the moment and dirty.
Yeah.
But when I get the, I'll lighten all that up by going over with Korra white, just to really, really a light dusting with dry brushing over it.
Yeah.
Bring the edges out and highlight the edges out a bit more.
Yeah.
But I just don't want it to be really, really dark. It's the same as what I've done with that, where I've just gone over the edges with a bit of silver to bring out the highlight the edge parts there.
Yeah, sometimes less is more, mate, isn't it? You know?
And you don't really need a lot of it for what I use to do it. So I'm quite happy.
No. That's the thing, mate.
Yeah. These things happen. I mean, it's all part of the fun and game of actually learning what you're doing. And I'm happy with that.
That's the key. That's the best sentence. Are you happy? Yes, I am.
Yep.
Then it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, like with the grates and everything on the front of this, I've got to try and sort of blend them in to make them look like the big metal grate there.
Yeah.
So I've sort of like hopefully sort of reissued like that onto that.
Yeah, it'll come good.
But it's just a matter of like leaving it to dry off and see what happens. But yeah,
that's the thing, you know, is when you're using layering and things, you need to let it dry. You need to let it do its thing, don't you?
So that's what I'm going to do now with that. I'll leave it to dry and then I will highlight where I have to on the gold and the bronze.
Yeah.
And then with the metal work, I'll probably go either with the Korra white or the I think it's Runefang steel. That's right, it's called.
Oh, Runefang, yeah, I know the one, Runefang steel,
It's a very sort of like just to get the edges and make it look as though it's been worn. And
it's like a bright aluminium, isn't it? It's almost, you know, it's
with a slight hint of rust, sort of golden colour to it. So,
it's a nice colour.
Yeah. I mean, Stormhost silver would have been way too bright and shiny.
Yeah.
With the Runefang, with that Runefang silver, whatever it's called, Runefang steel, it has like a rusty effect in it. So
yes,
which is a lot lighter than the what's this one again? The Rune Lord brass.
Yeah.
Which again, you can use it as a rusty effect sort of paint.
Yeah.
But I think it's just a bit too dark.
Yeah.
For what I want. God blimey, we've been going nearly 2 hours, mate.
Really? Blimey.
Yep. And,
wow.
Sadly, I think we might have to sort of start saying wrapping it up for tonight because
no, that's all right, mate. You've got work in the morning, mate. It's a school night, so
and it's
school. You do what you need to do, mate.
So I think we will sort of like knock it on the head there while I'm waiting for that to dry. So I think it's a good place to finish.
Yeah, not a problem, mate. Not a problem at all.
So if you want to go full screen for you, Cole, and then we'll show what you've been up to.
How'd you do that on this platform, mate?
There you go.
There you go, because you've got the buttonage, mate. I have been doing all of that lot with a bit of dry brushing, highlights, etc., ready for when I then put all the contrast paints on. So I've got that little part to do and a few there. So I shall carry on doing them over the next hour or so.
Yeah,
so yeah, that's what I've been up to.
You haven't got around to doing the really little dudes yet, have you?
No, you notice how I've left all of them to one side. You get. But that's all right. I'm not bitter. Just thought I'd say that. I'm not bitter at all, Ross. Tell you, go off some people, you know.
I just thought you'd really appreciate them, that's all.
I do, mate, I do. It's all good. All good things come to those that wait, young Padawan.
Considering some of them are like almost as big as, well, about as big as your thumb.
Yeah, the size of my thumb now. It's like, really? But that's all right. I ain't bitter at all.
And the thing is, though, they've actually got some nice little bits of detail on them as well.
They have. That's the beauty of going over with a dry brush. It does pick up a lot of the detail, but Yeah, look at them staring at me. They are mocking me. They're all looking at me going, ha, 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 ha. Oi, slap it. Yeah, don't forget
It's our
us.
turn to
I know
play
what they're
soon.
thinking.
Yeah, it's our turn to play soon.
Yeah, I know what they're thinking. I know what they're up to.
Oh dear. So yeah, and I'll go change it over to my screen in a minute. So let's move out of the way. My bench was reasonably tidy before I started this evening.
Yeah, of course it was.
Yeah. So there you go. It's actually drying off quite nicely now, slowly but surely. Move you out of the way. There we go. So you can see where I've actually got some of the rust effect into it, and
Yeah, it's come up well.
yeah, it just needs some of the actual edging sort of like brightened up a little bit more, just to make it stand out just a tad bit more. And it's the same on the inside edge. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. And then the little reactor controller.
Looking mint, mate.
Yeah, it's, as I said, it's just purely me playing around, because I mean, they're not going to be doing anything other than just sitting on the shelf, and whether the kids will play with them.
Exactly.
That's it. I mean, as long as they just sort of like, it all sort of like matches in to that little set, is what I'm tending to do, is to make it all look sort of like,
Yeah. And dare I say it, painting them just kills a bit of time at the bench. It's nice and therapeutic. And you can chill down whilst you're doing it. And isn't that part of it? It's fun.
It is all part of it. I mean, that's how I intended it for me to do, really. So just to get my mojo back up and running again, because as I said, like, it's sort of taking it out a bit by doing the other build.
Yeah.
And that has taken out a bit of me, but you can see the difference from like the two building sections. If I put that one there, that's how bland it was before.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Exactly.
So
there you go. It's a
difference.
good way of demonstrating the difference, mate.
Yep. So yeah, that's that for me this evening. So I'll go back up to my face cam for a minute.
Oh, is that what we're doing, is it? Okay, mate.
Yep,
We can do that.
Night night to people. There we go. There we go.
Bish, bash and bosh. Let's bung that on.
Take that one off there. There we go. And we'll go bring you back in, and there we go. Scary. That was almost scary. That was almost full screen.
God, frighten the life out of me then, mate. Oh, dear, mate.
Oh dear me.
Last time I saw a face like that, it had a hook in its mouth.
So yeah, I mean, thank you very much for coming on, Colin. It's been much appreciated.
All right, mate. My pleasure, mate. Thanks for asking me, mate. You know, I'm
Yeah,
sitting here twiddling me thumbs as usual. Clean that up.
Yeah, yeah. But it's like it's been nice to have you on. I mean, as I said, I've always appreciated the fact that you got me into doing all this lot.
Hey, mate, it's my pleasure. You know that, mate. I know what it's done for me, mate. It's brought me a lot of benefit and helped me battle my demons, should we say. We'll leave that there, but yeah.
Yep. Same as me. It's done the same for me, and it's the fact that it's helped me get through a hell of a lot, and just being able to talk to our community through this and involving other people. And
well, it's like when I nagged you about YouTube and that, wasn't it? It's like, Ross, just set it up, get a channel, do it.
And I'm very, very grateful for the people, especially the public that do watch what I do.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm very grateful for the fact that they come in and watch. And as Colin will tell you, when I first started doing this, I didn't think anybody would be interested in what I did. And it sort of proved me wrong in a way, because it's like people are watching and they've kept watching. So yeah, it's very
well, I mean, I started getting back into the hobby. I was in a halo, you know, the ring round your head with the rods, because I had all my artificial joints done in my neck, so I had to wear that, and I was proper feeling miserable and sorry for myself, and I was getting right on my missus's tits. And she said, you need to find hobby, because you've got to take medical retirement at some point, you know, and all of that. you got to find an interest because you'll go insane otherwise. And I got back into modelling. She bought me the Rossi bike with the rider, the 2 kits, the Tamiya ones. So I Googled it just to see if there was any pictures of it painted. And I came across Tony over at Elgin 35 and watched these video builds. And I'm like, here's a bloke videoing building a model kit. Who wants to watch that? And I'm sitting there thinking, well, you are, you pillock. and that was it. So I got in touch with him, you know, like what you do, mate. And the first thing was, have you got a channel, any pictures of your work? So I emailed him and said, don't have a channel. So he started on me. He started nagging me. And less than 2 years later, I'm doing builds for remodels like he is. It was such a quick journey. And, you know, he got me in touch with Fox and people. And I started getting in the community. And it's a family, isn't it, at the end of the day?
Yeah. I mean, that's
and as I've said to you, the big difference is this little box in front of us, this webcam. Because I'm housebound, as you know. And this is your window to the world, isn't it? And you get to meet all the folks in the chat and everything. And you actually feel involved in the world because you're alienated from it. I'm in this 4 walls away from real life, and you get cabin fever, Ross, as you know, through lockdown. The amount of people that reached out during lockdown and said, we get you now, Cole, because of cabin
he's trapped
fever.
in it, when you're trapped in that house, it's like, it's not good fun. I mean,
you know, it's one of them, you know, I'll chat more off air about current things, but you know, when you've got that dilemma facing you on things you're facing, this makes a difference. This is why I blab on about the Zoom and folks like Steve that may be struggling. I say, look, we are here, mate. We will listen because
I mean,
when I did silly things, it was because I thought no one was out there listening and I didn't have people to talk to. But,
I mean, it's like with me,
it makes a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's like when you said, like, oh, you need to start a Patreon up. I mean, well, nobody would be interested in supporting me that way. And I mean,
don't be daft.
And it's like, you feel guilty about having other people trying to help pay for your hobby, if you know what I mean. It's because I'm working, it's sort of like, okay, why would anybody want to do that? But then, now that it's up and running, I've got like 7 patrons now, and I'm really sort of like shocked that people are actually that interested in.
It's that dilemma we all had, Ross. I have it. I still like it now because I spoke to you about it before we came on here. I still feel like we're standing there with a bowl out begging, but the amount of people that reached out and said, I'd like to help support you. Can you start a Patreon? And I honestly thought people were just pulling me plonker, basically. And then it grew. And as I've said before, without the kindness of folks doing their channel memberships and patron support and super chats, I wouldn't be able to fund this because we all pay for the software and things like that. And I'm immensely humbled by it. And I know I do overkill with it by thanking people, but I mean it. And
same as me. I mean, it does, like you said, it does humble people when you think about.
It does. I had a stream one night where the super chat went mental.
Yeah, I remember that night.
Fox and Mike were on with me at the time, and I had to mute because I was getting a bit blubby because I really didn't expect it, and you feel so humbled by people's generosity.
Yeah,
I just couldn't function, and that means a lot. It really does, and I hold that really dear inside, mate.
I mean, it's
a few of the folks are in the chat there that done that, and I respect that.
I mean, it's like with me. I mean, I support your channel for Film Factories. It's what I prefer to do in my little way of helping you, because to me you're more deserving than me because I've got a job, therefore that lets me do that. And I like to see your work the way you do it. I mean,
absolutely. I mean, I'm not the world's best modeler, not by a long shot. I have a bloody good go, and I started my channel as a legacy because longevity isn't something I have, as you know. I set it all up more so as a legacy for when I'm not here, and that's why the Zoom is so important to me, because I've already dealt with that side of things with Fox. There's a transition. When I'm gone and forgotten, the Zoom will carry on because it will be, I've already set in motion things like that, So it's my legacy and my way of giving back to all of you that have been so kind to me. So that's why I do it. So.
No, so like you deserve what you get for the amount of support you give to other people, and you give it freely.
Like I said, if people don't like me, go down the fruit and veg stall, buy a lettuce and throw it at my front door. I don't care.
But yeah,
because life's too short.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It is that way. But you've supported so many people, and you've been there to support me the way when I've had my really low times, and you've done that for me, and I'm very, very.
Well, this is it. I mean, a lot of that came from my own stupidity in the past, where I struggled with demons and I tried to take my own life a few times, and I didn't have people to talk to, whereas now I have. And then this is why I go on about it. I know there are folks out there that criticise me for it, but I think if my openness saves one life, then my job is done, and I know it has, because I've had a few people reach out and tell me it has. So I will be open about it, but. I find even that and all of this and the Zoom and things like that, if that encourages people, especially men, because we are the worst for it. Blokes are brought up, stiff upper lip. Oh no, blokes don't worry. It's bollocks. Yeah. And if there's a fella out there that is struggling that has got something out of even this snippet we're talking about, my job's done.
Yeah, mate. It is. And I mean, it's one of the reasons why
I ain't going to apologise.
Yeah, the charity that I support, which is the Yorkshire Veterans Modelling Association, that was set up to help support veterans, not just of the military, but of the Air Force, the ambulance service, the fire service, and the police. They're all veterans in our eyes, so they're there to be supported. But
absolutely.
And you've got to think the amount of stress they must have gone through.
Well, I've said this to people before that have served. My impression of it as a civilian, because I've never served, is they're very good at training you to become a lean, mean fighting machine. But when they eject you into civilian life, they don't give you any preparation for that. And
there's no reverse training.
I think that's a huge thing. I get most frustrated if I see a homeless veteran when I'm out and about, because I find that quite poignant, because I don't think any veteran should ever be homeless, and I think the country needs to look at itself and go, one, why, and two, let's get them people in and sheltered.
Yeah, they should be some of the first people that we should be taking care of, not, dare I say it, the illegal society.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If people are trying to escape persecution and possibly death, fair enough. But also, don't forget the people that have put their life on their line for our country and its beliefs. So I'm sounding like a bit of an old wet hippie, I know, but charity does begin at home. But no veteran that has fought for Queen, King, or country should, I feel, ever have to sleep in the great outdoors and not know where their next meal's coming from. I think that's tragic. I really
totally agree with you. Totally agree with you, mate.
And it breaks me heart, and
Yeah. Well, shall we sort of like end it there now? Because I mean, it is now gone midnight.
Yeah, we'll be getting under people's skins now, won't we? Because we're
we're talking truths, as they say.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I will say night night for me. And
good night from me.
Take care, stay safe, and happy modelling from now. Bye bye.
Ta-ra, folks.
Agree.